Hi guys, it's Fabulita and welcome to my mental health journey. I hope you're doing great today. Here it's a nice sunny day. I've had a good day buying some new pillows for my sofa. They were hard needed. I'm just going to be talking today about not being able to finish anything ever at all. I don't know if any of you had that problem before or are familiar with that. It started with me when I was quite young. So I'm just going to be talking about that, and in the meantime I'm going to take off my nail polish because I am short in time, and do my nails as well, just paint them. So it started when I was pretty young, as far as I can remember anyway. Maybe it started even before. It started in primary school when I think I was about 10 years old and I didn't like my school anymore. I really didn't like my school anymore. I can't even really think about why. But I know that I didn't like it and I wanted to change school. That was the first time that I can remember that behavior or that feeling came in. I had convinced myself so badly that I didn't like the school. I couldn't stay there any longer, and it was the last year of the primary school. I don't know if that's what it's called in English, because obviously I grew up in the Netherlands. So it was right before the last year. So I changed school eventually after convincing, well, my mom, my dad, that I just didn't feel fine and feel nice at that school anymore. And it was the truth. I really felt like I could not stay there for another year. As I said in the previous video as well, memories are always differently stored in our brain than, not always, but usually differently stored in our brain than the reality. So what I remember now is that I just could not stay there any longer. And that was the first time that something like that happened in my memory. But that is something that kept repeating. It moved on to when I moved to Italy for a year. And then after that year, well, even earlier, I could not stay there and finish the 3 years. Which, if you look back at it now, 3 years or 1 year, it's relatively short in time. But in my mind then, I just could not do it. Multiple reasons came up. I just didn't feel comfortable, I didn't feel nice, I would be better off somewhere else. All these kind of thoughts came up in my brain and rationalized the thought of I have to go, I have to leave. Which in a sense is a shame, because I could have just finished that one school, or I could have just stayed in Italy for the full 3 years or longer. So it's a bit of a shame that already started, but it's a cycle that is kind of repetitive, especially in studies that I have done so far. And obviously now I am very aware of it and I don't want it to repeat again. So I actually want to discuss it with my psychologist and my psychiatrist as well. This week that is coming now, so the week that you are watching this video in probably, I'm actually having my first psychologist appointment and also another psychiatrist appointment in which I want to discuss these things and I want to bring it up. Because the pattern is kind of self-destructive in a way. And obviously it's not nice for me, it's not nice for my surroundings either. Another place that it happened in was after I moved back from Italy to the Netherlands, to my home country. I started high school, and I did high school, and I started off pretty well and I enjoyed it for a little while. And then, as I said before, what kept repeating is after a while I just convinced myself it was not right for me anymore. And I say I convinced myself, which is a bit, maybe not the right way to put it, because I convinced myself, but with that I don't mean I wanted to convince myself. No, my brain and my feelings actually were living that. I could not continue there and I could not stay and do that. I had to change. I would be better off somewhere else. And that is a real feeling and a real thought that I had over and over again in these situations. It happened then again after I actually changed school, and then it happened after even less than a year. So in that sense, it just happened again. The same feeling, the same rationing, and the same result was that I actually changed school. And this is just a repeat, and it is a constant repeat. It's a red line, red rope that you can find, or a red line that you can find in my history basically. It's just that I start something and I started off really convinced that is it. That is something that I can, and I started off really well. I feel good at what I do and I do it well. And then at some point something in my brain just happens and I can't continue. I can't finish it. And it's the same with projects, it's the same with things that I put myself to. This is why my YouTube channel is actually a challenge for me, because I don't want to put it down, I don't want to stop doing it. I want this to be the proof to myself that I am aware enough of what is going on. and also that I can change it. So obviously I'm doing my nails now, so that's why my my leg comes up in the image. I want to change it because I don't want to continue doing this, because if I could put the amount of effort that I put in at the beginning and the amount of, you know, ability that I can put in the beginning and the amount of motivation that I can put in the beginning all the way through, then I know that I can continue on and do great things in that sense. And that is what I want to achieve. And you might think, okay, but why don't you just do it? Why don't you just sit through it? Why don't you just continue on? It's only for a year, it's only for 2 years, it's only for this, it's only for that. Yeah, you are right, it is only for that. But when your brain is so convinced of something and you can put the right reasons behind it, because you can reason with it, you can reason it in the right way, then you're not gonna be able to, well, I am not able to do it, because it's like saying that if you do something, if you finish this, or if you don't, it's more like if you don't change the situation that you are in now, then it's all going to be bad. It's all going to be really bad. And if you change this, you can have such a better time, you can have such a better environment or a better situation that you can put yourself in. So it really is that, you know, it's my brain that is so convinced after such a time that it just puts itself to it. And it's not nice. It's not nice for me, because I feel a little bit like a failure, like, oh, why couldn't I just do it? And it's not nice for, you know, my environment or anyone that, you know, puts the energy in something as well with me or anything like that. So that is definitely something that I have to change and I want to change. And something that I am going to discuss with my psychologist and my psychiatrist as well. Because I want to finish something. May it be my channel, and that I'm just going to take you on this journey and we're going to see me develop the skills to be able to do this, or use the skills to be able to do this, because I do believe that I have the skills, I just need to know how to use them. Or may it be that, I don't know, I finish something finally, like painting my nails. I mean, that's the thing, not only is it in big things like going to school or universities or whatever like that, but it's also in the small things. It's like doing the dishes. Sometimes I'm doing the dishes and that's less conscious. I'm doing the dishes and then something happens, I get distracted, and then I completely forget about what I was doing. And then I walk back in the kitchen an hour later or 2 hours later and thinking, what happened? Didn't I just do the dishes? So it's little things, because my brain is constantly working. It's just the little things that I can't finish. So you can say, can I ever finish? Probably, but we'll have to find the skills and how to use them to be able to finish it. And that was just a little bit what I wanted to discuss in today's video. That's what I'm going through, what I'm realizing now, is just looking back at these patterns in my life that were recurring, and obviously not really having the exact reason for it, because I wouldn't be able to tell you why that happens, but having the reason why to change it. So I really want to change that. I want to improve on that so that I can finish something and that I can do good things in life, basically, because it would be nice to be able to settle down and stick with one thing, for example. So I don't know if anyone is familiar with that. Maybe it's something mentally with me, that maybe something that happened in my past or something in my mind that is causing that after every once in a while. This also affects me in relationships. It just affects me in general. I also believe that it's very important to talk positively about yourself. Very important, because in the end you are with your thoughts all day through, basically. And if those thoughts are negative about yourself, for example, if I were to talk about myself now, yeah, I failed in this and I failed in that and I never finished this and I didn't do that, then my brain is going to take that information as true, because I'm talking about it, and you know, I can convince myself that that is the truth. And that is very demotivating as well, because if I'm going to be thinking that I am this failure or I'm never going to be able to finish anything, then it's very difficult to actually make the first step to change that, because I can never do it anyway, for example. And so that's why I also want to point out that I don't believe that it's wrong, or I don't believe that that is something that's wrong with me. And I do believe that everyone that is watching this, if you are going through this, or if you have been going through this and you can realize that, it's not a failure, it's not because you've been failing up until now. No, it's just something that you would like to improve, and you are now realizing that that is something that you want to improve, because you have to do for yourself, obviously. I don't know how the journey is going to look going forward on this. I don't know how it's going to change. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do to change this, especially because it, like I said, it's so real. every time that happens. So in my mind, I don't know how to change it. I wouldn't have a clue. I do believe that that is something with just training your thoughts and training the way your brain is wired to think. Because once you start thinking negatively about something, you can fall into that rabbit hole, and then I believe that the brain is capable of just making it feel like that thing is not good anymore, and that necessarily isn't the case. But if you have, like me, how do you call that? I can't put a word. If you have, like me, the tendency of thinking negatively about a situation or about a thing or about something that you're doing, and even if that's unconsciously, then thinking about it in that sense can roll you down that rabbit hole, and then in the end end up in, okay, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this, I have to change, something else is going to be better for me. So I do believe that if I can find my triggers and the things that make me go down that hill, then maybe from that point on I can actively think about it in a different way and train my thoughts to think about it in a different manner, so that I actually can train myself and to not fall down that rabbit hole. And I do believe that it also is going to have to do with actively thinking about things in a certain way. I just don't know how yet, when these moments happen, because I do believe that this journey is not about becoming perfect. I am gonna have these moments. I am gonna have to recognize these triggers to be able to avoid these situations. But just the thought of being able to avoid them at some point is just amazing, because that's what I want. That's what I want to achieve. So yeah, that was today's video about not being able to finish anything. Will I ever be able to finish something? I'm sure I will, but just how is the question. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found some clarity or anything like that. Obviously, do follow the series if you want to see how I'm gonna improve, and I will share anything that I discover on the way with you guys, because if I can have help from it, then you guys can have help from it too. Obviously, keep in mind I am not a professional in any way. Whatever I say is my own thoughts. It is my own. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's just my own thing. So take what you want from it, and please do so if you want. Obviously, if you love this video, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you have anything to say, or you feel like someone else could benefit from this video, like and share and comment as well. That was it. I hope you have a lovely day and be well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.